What up? What up? What up? Hey,
What up? What up?
everybody.
What up? All right, all right. This was an emergency one that we had to do. It got real crazy. Tomorrow, um, it is. These people have the residents that have lived at 69. Get the correct addresses.
59,
Uh,
69, 52, and
uh,
67.
You got 671533 South Paxton, 695258
Mhm.
Paxton. These buildings were they were under the CKO Real Estate, and they actually have let's get this together. I want to say the CKO Investments. There it's owned by Chiku Patel and Shai Wiki are adding 518 apartments to their Southside holdings through a plan to buy four distressed portfolios in partnership with a Milwaukee-based firm. Patel and Milwaukee CKO Investments is teaming up with Scott Lowry's F Street Investments to spend $35 million on buildings in Hyde Park, South Shore, properties plagued with various financial conundrums, including foreclosures and allegations of mismanagement. Now, he is part of CKO Real Estate, who has mismanaged these buildings for a long time. I want to explain to people that the Obama Center is really the issue when it comes to why all of this is happening, because it's bringing more money to the area. So what they've been doing for a very long time is slumlords. They're good at, especially in predominantly black neighborhoods, but they are, but in neighborhoods such as South Shore, Hyde Park, these are not. These are actually affluent neighborhoods. South Shore, I have explained a few times, and I will say it again. South Shore is the only community that is predominantly black, and everyone knows it's predominantly black, that is still by Lake Michigan. And so a lot of houses and a lot of apartments, condominiums oversee the lake. And as you know, Lake Michigan is one of the most popular lakes in the United States in America, but actually in the country. Everyone knows about Chicago. Everybody knows it. Chicago, Lake Michigan, summertime shy, as you see previously. Last weekend, they had Black Yacht Weekend here. They always have different tours from Navy Pier when it comes to Lake Michigan, from north, from the north side or downtown, that goes all the way to south side. Many black boaters and black yacht people who own yachts are members of yacht programs, memberships that are in the predominantly black neighborhood of South Shore have boats, and those boats are docked over there in South Shore. Also, you have the South Shore Cultural Center, and you have
You had
the
the
golf
golf course.
course.
Yup.
The
The golf
golf
course.
course. So this is prime real estate. So and for decades, these people by the name of this piece of shit that right here in front of us, and I'm possibly these are two other pieces of shit as well. They they prey on our community. They prey on predominantly buildings that have Section 8 vouchers. They prey on buildings that have black seniors. They prey on buildings who have that under that may deal with Black people that don't know, Black and brown, that don't know their rights.
Hold
But
on. When
right
we
now
say Black and brown, we talking about legal
yeah,
immigrants.
we're talking about
Yeah.
legal. But when it comes to this case, this is not a Black and brown situation. These are all Black
Yep.
residents of South Shore that have probably grew up in South Shore, lived in South Shore for their whole entire life. They've lived in these buildings, these nice buildings, because at the end of the day, the infrastructure of these buildings, the outside of all these buildings are very strong buildings that all you had to do was rehab each of these buildings, each of these apartments. With if you were fair and you really did care about the community and care about doing right, instead of playing this monopoly game when it comes to real estate, you would have offered them another place in your night in one of your other apartments or developments while you're rehabbing each of these apartments or condominiums or whatever you're going to try to make them up as.
And why do you wait till they get that bad? Let's just talk about that. How do you wait till they get that bad? Now you want to and they do that because they want to make these places out of condominiums and do different things because of the prime real estate it is where it's located. And I actually grew up around there, like right there.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so the building that I went to on 6712, that's actually where I first met my husband, my first husband, my kid's father, where he lived right there. So I used to go and see him and visit him right there. I stayed a few buildings down. So he stayed on 67 in Paxton. I lived on 68th in Paxton. So I grew up around there. So all the memories we had, it was when I think about it, everybody knew each other, like 68th and Paxton. And when I went over there, it was boarded up. So all of those places are boarded up. I must show another video of the apartment building that I lived in. So all of them places over there are boarded up. And the thing about it is, like I said, when I remember it, it was like family. When we stayed in 68th and Paxton, it was all families. But you know what I thought about when I was over there? When I was over there, because that's abandoned too, the building I was at. When I thought about it, everybody that were over there, and it was like family, like you knew everybody. You can go to each person's house in the building, and you can go to each person's house. But when I think about it, y'all, what's messed up is everybody were single mamas over there. When I think about it, everybody that were over there were single mothers. None of us, like my mother, didn't have a husband. I remember Judy, she didn't have a husband. I remember Lynn, she didn't have a husband. I remember a lady named Linda standing upstairs, she didn't have a husband. So that's when I thought about it. They didn't have husbands. It was all single Black mothers. So that was just something that I thought about. But anyway, yes, when I went over there, all those buildings are on Paxton 67 to 68, and I guess going down to 69. But a lot of those buildings are boarded up, and this is what we get in our community. We get slumlords, boarded up buildings, and we get displaced. So it was hard. It was it was just sickening for me to just look at the area that I grew up from, where I came from, and everybody who know what it is, 68th and Paxton. If you know about O'Keefe, I went to O'Keefe grammar school. So everybody who know. That's just it was heartening to see what has become of our community. And then when you just see all the buildings were abandoned. And then if they wasn't a building, they look like they should have been abandoned. So I just want to say that.
Okay, we're gonna get to the videos in a minute. Maynard, they are up. So I don't know if you have to refresh, but they are those are up. I'm gonna get to them in a minute. So this is the Obama Center. The Obama Center, y'all favorite, President Obama that y'all love and praise. One of the worst to ever do it. The one of the worst that y'all would ever to get in government, from the local senator to the state to the federal senator to the president of the United States. Anyway, they're making this shit for him.
Yeah.
And this is the issue. So this 69th and Paxton is probably a 10-15 minute drive, if that, to this. As you see outside of there, what is that? That's the lake. That's Lake Michigan. This is the south side of Lake Michigan, and this is what they are going for, with the help of this no good, terrible ass mayor and these do nothing black aldermen who also don't care because they have their money into some type of real estate group, or picked up a few lots and put it in a trust real quick, snuck it and put it in a trust real quick. So and acting like they care and that they're going to do something. So that's what we're dealing with. When it talks to that. But going back to these pieces of shit, Patel company, they replaced the slumlord CKO Real Estate, and it hires its employees. This was March 14th, 2025. The new company that replaced CKO Real Estate has hired an employee who previously worked for the slumlord, because they have to keep it together. And yeah. So he's not all the way out now.
No.
Yeah, he's not all the way out. As that revelation fuels rumors that the CKO Real Estate is still operating under a new name with the same employees. We've also learned that Alpha and Omega, another maintenance company, is owed nearly $140,000 for unpaid work. Another contractor who has been unemployed since December is working with lawyers to collect thousands of dollars from CKO Real Estate. This is another reason why these foreigners need to stop getting into American business, because they know how this works. They know how they can switch it and turn to another shell company and move it around and go get another EIN number and go get their cousins. Now they cousins. They all this and these people are in everything from our businesses to our real estate. And now trying to get into government.
Yeah.
These Hindu Indians, the one that you was about to try to convince us that was a Black American woman. Kamala Harris. Yeah, these are her. These are her peoples. Okay. For nearly a year, CKO Real Estate operated 26 buildings in South Shore, including 12 in Alderman Desmond Yancey's ward, 5th Ward, 14 in Alderman Greg Mitchell's ward, 7th Ward. Many buildings in Yancey's wards were neglected and racked up in building code violations as tenants lived without heat or water.
Now why Yancey didn't fight for those people like all these Democrats, like they fighting for the illegals to stay here and doing all these and inciting insurrections? Why didn't they incite an insurrection about what's going on with the Black community, how they live? Why they not doing that? Why they not willing to go to jail for the constituents that they supposed to serve?
Ding, 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 ding. When one of those buildings caught fire on February 23rd, investors permanently closed CKO Real Estate and fired its remaining employees, including Simeon Poletki, another Indian, the company director of leasing. Poletki had a close relationship with CEO Chiku Patel. They're probably cousins. This week, multiple sources told that the new unnamed company that replaced CKO Real Estate has hired him as the leasing agent.
Stop.
It has been showing properties to new tenants in buildings on Paxton Avenue, where the company owns 6 apartment buildings. The real estate experienced severe financial problems. Pauletki loaned, this is the leasing agent, loaned Patel $100,000, but Patel never paid it back, leaving Pauletki distraught and without a job. It's also confirmed that Jerome Faulkner, another former CKO Real Estate employee who served as property manager, works for the new firm. Faulkner is helping steer tenants through transition to the new firm and has worked to wipe out some of the tenants' unpaid rent balances. Roseanne Veloz, another former key employee of CKO Real Estate who served as director of operations, failed to pay gas bills despite knowing residents were without heat. She still has not responded to any text messages or voice messages, so we don't know if she probably ran up out of here with the $1,000 that President Trump is giving if you deport yourself. But if not, she needs to be in jail or deported ASAP. Okay. While renting others under CKO Real Estate, some tenants withheld a portion of their rent after they were left without heat and water, which violates the Chicago ordinance. But it doesn't matter what you violate because they don't follow law or ordinances.
Only with you, Zoe. When they took your building down, only with you. That you didn't even do nothing. Only with you.
Yeah, only with me. We're going to get into that. 1 week after investors closed CKO Real Estate, tenants in South Shore received notices from 2 separate property management firms, PIP Realty Group and Halster Taylor Real Estate. These firms have been retained to manage the properties and collect rent. PIP Realty Group notified tenants this week that they will change the locks in apartment buildings and manage. However, a spokesperson said the company temporarily suspended the plans after learning that some buildings had squatters and people that lived in there. The people that lived in there too. Still, questions remain about the new company that actually owns the 37 apartments that were formerly under CKO Real Estate. The Patel was a minor investor, of course, CKO Real Estate, who opened about 90 LLCs.
What?
90 LLCs.
So they just, boy, this is...
This nigga right here in the front.
He needs to be in jail.
In jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Ship your ass back to India, bitch. A source told the Crusader that, on the real estate website, opencorporates.com was listed as the agent or manager about 21 properties, including 7 that operated under CKO Real Estate. Over the years, landlords have been scrutinized for operating apartment buildings in struggling Black neighborhoods to avoid penalties or being caught with management issues came to light. Many landlords renamed their firm and continue collecting rent payments from the same tenants. When an unnamed new company and no face-to-face contact with its executive employees or investors, tenants are concerned that CK Real Estate still operates under a new name. Baby, you do not have to be concerned. You are absolutely right. It is still CKO Real Estate, baby.
Yes.
Tenants in South Shore have formed a group, and many are reluctant to sign new leases or pay rent to new companies under CKO Real Estate. Patel was fired after investors allegedly learned that he stole nearly $4 million by steering rent payments to his personal bank account.
So he getting the rent payments, but he taking it instead of doing giving it to the company.
No handcuffs.
Yeah.
No handcuffs. Out here still swindling. This is a slum. Have you ever heard of Slumdog Billionaire? There you have it. There you have it right there.
And doing it right in the Black community.
Right in the Black community South Shore particularly because The Obama Center is going. And it's cheaper to get them out of there and build them up to make them high luxury apartments or condos. And guess what they're going to do? Guess what they're going to hit us with? With affordable housing so they can get some of the TIF money. So as long as they put about 10 units as affordable housing that we'll never be able to get.
We'll
won't
be able to get them.
It, but they'll put that affordable housing concept on there just to make it seem like they're out here for everything. This is the Democratic way, and this is what they've been doing forever. This is how the cycle continues to happen, and we'll get back into it. All right, another contractor told Crusader that he stopped working for CKO Real Estate in mid-December and is owed $1,000 for unpaid work. So yeah, his last day was Christmas, and yeah, that's how that goes. Let's get into these videos.
So we were we just wanted to go and see what was going on, because why you want to let them know, or you want to wait and tell why we even went over there, what we heard?
Oh yeah, I can break that down. So y'all beautiful disgraced mayor, okay, the mayor of the mayor of the mayor, disgraced mayor. Let's see, let's get it. All right. Mayor meets with tenants as deadline to move out arrives. 1 week after canceling a meeting to address concerns of tenants of CKO Real Estate, Mayor Brandon Johnson kept his promise and met with them privately on June 11th, along with Alderman Desmond Yancey and Marlene's piece of shit Hopkins. Okay, she is the commissioner of buildings department. That should have been fired a long time ago. The meeting came 1 week before the tenants at one apartment building in South Shore began moving out to comply with a June 18th deadline from the city. As for the Johnsons' meeting with the tenants, media were not allowed to cover the meeting.
Look at that.
Sources said about 20 tenants attended, and the group was led by Stop at Southside Together, a community organizing group that I also do not rock with, but we'll talk about that another time. According to several tenants, along with Johnson, Yancey, Marlene Hopkins, Commissioner of Chicago Department of Buildings, attended the meeting in Yancey's office. 2 officials from the mayor's office were also present, along with an official from the Department of Buildings. During the meeting, tenants pushed forward several demands, including repairs to apartments and buildings, and requested vacant notices, suspending rent, and buying neglected apartment buildings. Perhaps the biggest demand made was compensation for tenants still struggling to recover after their previous landlord, CKO Real Estate, forced them to live without heat, water, and even electricity. During the winter months, some tenants ran up high gas bills by using their kitchen ovens to stay warm. Community advocate Southside Together believes requiring monetary compensation for property neglect will not only hold owners of the buildings accountable, but will also help tenants move on with their lives as they deal with scars allegedly caused by the CKO Real Estate. This is not allegedly. They had caused them, okay? The damage is there. The mayor called that the demands unprecedented and said he would have to talk with the city's law department before any decision is made. This is a piece of crap.
So why he didn't make it public? Because he know. So he see what they do, get in these meetings and lie to these people. They lie, and they just and they know what they're going to do, and so they don't want the public to be there, because the questions that we are asking, or we will ask, they know that they ain't going to be there live, and then they don't want the media there, because now you're going to be shown to the world what you said and what you doing. So this is no transparency with these people, with these Democrats. No, these are all crooks.
All crooks. It was a highly anticipated meeting with the mayor that left some tenants disappointed.
Of course.
Of course. While most remain hopeful for solutions to a housing crisis that is nearly 2 years old, some residents continue to live without heat during the crisis, while others received letters threatening eviction after withholding their rent for months to call attention to numerous violations affecting their apartments and buildings. The biggest concern was the plight of about 20 residents who must move out by the court-ordered deadline next week as the city prepares to shut down 2 apartment buildings in South Shore because of numerous violations. Tenants at 6952, 6954 South Paxton will have until tomorrow to leave.
Tomorrow to leave.
Till tomorrow. By the time Mayor Johnson meets with the tenants July 2nd, some will be moved out of their apartments. Also, he's supposed to be moving back, I guess, talking to them back in July 2nd. On April 10th, tenants held another private meeting with Yancey Hopkins and other city officials. After meeting, some tenants told that the unaddressed problems and empty political rhetoric from city officials have created doubts as to whether the owners and landlords of some 26 buildings will be held accountable for their violations. They point to Hopkins, who they allege spoke in defense of the building owners despite numerous code violations. Oh, yes, she is a piece of shit. She needs to resign. I don't know why she's still there, and people need to ask for her resignation. Tenants say the main concern is that the city is protecting the owners by not penalizing them for the alleged damage to residents that they did to their lives. So far, the city and owners have agreed to pay $2,500 to 20 tenants who must move out of their building before the city shuts them down and places the property in receivership. The amount doesn't address the problems and concerns of tenants who live in another building that have been neglected since CKO Real Estate took over in 2023. Many have lived without heat, water, and even electricity. Essential services landlords are required to provide per the Chicago residential landlord and tenant ordinance. While tenants in South Shore say they, in some lower conditions, they point to Johnson along with Yancey, who has supported the city's $640 million in local, state, and federal funds dispersed for the 52,000 migrants that have arrived in Chicago since 2022. Blacks have heavily criticized Johnson and the city for taking care of migrants, utilizing city services, while Black wards have suffered without them for years. Tenants remain distrustful of owners and investors after CKO Real Estate closed in February when it was discovered that the company's principal, Chiku Patel, allegedly stole $4 million from the firm's tenants. Further question why the owners failed to report Patel to authorities in an attempt to recoup their losses.
Now look, and this is what Jamie Carpenter said. This is what low-income housing is, by the way. They want this all around the city. They sure do. That's what this is what it is. They want us to live like, that's why we said, why they keep talking about affordable housing.
Obama refused to sign a community benefits agreement. That bastard said to trust me.
And see,
okay, that's come from Diane Scott. Bing, bing, bing.
Yep.
Yep, he's a piece of shit. Somebody says, how can they have signed up for Chicago Flips Red? ChicagoFlipsRed.com. Send an email. Looking forward to seeing it. All right. You both went over there to Ms. Linda, you went over there last night. Do you want to just, in about 5 minutes, let us know? In 5 minutes, can you briefly tell us what up, and I'll put the videos up?
So I went there last night. I first went to the 6513 and the 6523 buildings that are boarded up on Paxton. Nobody was around. It was just boarded up. You couldn't even go into the gate. So all I could do was just take a video of the boarded up, signs and everything. And then when I drove down to 6952, there were actually people walking around, getting their stuff out of there. And I talked to one woman who's in the video named Shirley. And I told her, if you could talk to the mayor, what would you say? And she said, the owner, she directed her comments to the owner. She's like, the owner is she's sorry, because she or they don't answer anything. They don't respond to anything. She said she's called the mayor's office and got hung up on. And then she invited me into her apartment to show me the conditions that they're living in. And she said, we got to get out of here in 2 days. And so she brought me into her apartment. And so what you're seeing now, this is 6511 or 6513, that you can't even go into that gate. So I could just take the video outside the buildings. There's nobody around there. It's totally empty. I don't know if it's totally empty, but nobody's outside. And I thought that was interesting.
And this was yesterday.
This was last night. Yep. This was about 8 o'clock at night.
All right. Get some more out here.
The apartment that Shirley lives in and she's being kicked out of, I can't even describe it. I thought I was stepping into a hurricane victim from Haiti, because it just looked so bad. This kind of damage with mold and rot is not something that happens over a year or even 2 years. This is something that's happened over years. This is years and years of neglect, abuse, and disrepair, by the property managers. Every ceiling, walls, floors have black mold. Black mold is toxic. It is toxic. I used to be in real estate, and black mold is toxic. So that means all the apartments, probably in the entire building, have black mold. And not only the floors and the ceilings and the walls, but their clothes and the closets have mold on the clothes. It's so bad. Now the wood is so rotted that the hinges on the bathroom door couldn't hold up the door anymore, so they had to remove.
Voted her. Now she's overseeing another disaster. Families at 6952 oversight for over 20 years. So this is just Brenda Peters from Chicago Flips Red went to 6952 South Paxton on the evening of June 23rd, just 2 days before tenants are being forced out by a city condemnation order set to take effect on June 25th. While on site, she spoke with a resident who described living with mold so severe it's covering her clothes and furniture. She's diabetic, and these conditions are making her sick. She says she called the Department of Buildings and the mayor's office over and over and got no help, no resources, and no response. This is outrageous, and it's time to say it plainly. Marlene Hopkins, commissioner of the Department of Buildings, needs to resign. She's been involved in failed oversight for over 20 years and was the same official tied to the 2020 Little Village explosion that coated an entire neighborhood in toxic dust. Even the inspector general said she should have faced consequences. Instead, disgraced Mayor Brandon Johnson promoted her. Now she's overseeing another disaster. Families at 6952 Paxton have lived for years under CKO Real Estate with no heat, no water, and unsafe mold-infested conditions. And when the city finally condemns the building, the solution is $2,500 payout and no relocation plan. That's not justice, that's displacement. On June 11th, after canceling a prior meeting, Mayor Brandon Johnson met privately with tenants at Alderman Desmond Yancey's office. The meeting was closed to the press and included city officials like Marlene Hopkins herself. Tenants came prepared with demands, repairs, rent relief, compensation, and an end to the evictions, but no real solutions were offered, and now the clock is running out. Meanwhile, Black and brown American citizens in Chicago continue to be ignored while illegal immigrants receive hotels, food, health care, and housing, all paid with our tax dollars. Illinois has proposed $3.5 billion in 2026 budget for non-citizens while American families are being evicted from unlivable homes. This isn't just mismanagement, it's targeted abandonment. It's RICO time.
Look, did you see that black mold? Did you see how black that mold was?
And they shut off, she told me they shut off the hot water, I believe it was yesterday, which is obviously another violation. So they've been violating these people for years. I mean, this is violating their living conditions.
Linda
their health.
Peters from Chicago Flips Red went to 60.
This is violating their health. And, right.
Yeah,
So
that's a lawsuit. Don't that black? Look how black that mole was. Look at the mole.
Yeah, we have a guy who did reach out. His name is Ben Ivory. He is an attorney, and he did say that it's time to lawyer up. So we will put his information. But he did say that.
Yeah, because this is a class action suit waiting to happen, and all of those tenants have the right to be in the class action suit. And I don't know what the other buildings look like. If this is just an indication.
Well, Danielle went over there today too, so I'm gonna show some of her stuff.
Yeah. So you went to what building? Was that 69 building? You got. Yeah, so you probably was on one side. I went to the other side because when I went to the 167, they were actually open. They were boarding some more things up. So they were out there working, boarding all those everything up. I actually went into the gate because the gate was open at that time, but you know they had different apartment entryways boarded up, and I went into one. But yeah, it was some people up in there. But my thing is, remember when the illegal aliens were getting when they was getting them out on what was that 74th Street over there around there on Greg Mitchell Ward, remember that? They had warming buses for them, they had furniture for them, they had rides, a bus ready to take them to new housing, they had clothing for them, they had everything they needed. So if they needed to move items, they had stuff where they can pack their items into moving trucks. So they accommodated illegal aliens to the fullest when they had to get up out of there, when they were squatting in Greg Mitchell Ward in that apartment building and on Bentley, I believe it was. But you see how they do us. I just want to say that.
And a neighbor of Shirley is in the same 6952. Shirley said that there's water on the first floor that's from the basement. So there's water in the basement of 6952 that is so, deep, it goes all the way up to the first floor. And Shirley said there's animals in that water.
Animals in the water. So mice, because it did say it was mice infested.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So and there's so many violations of just basic code of living conditions that you can't even keep count. So
yeah, because it's not about human decency. It's not about don't care where they go, because that is prime real estate because of the Obama Center.
Exactly.
So they allowed to get that bad so they can have a reason to get rid of the tenants.
Yeah.
And do that.
If you had a person who actually cared about, this should have been taken care of. That lady, Marlene Hopkins, has been in the buildings department for over 20 years.
So that's why we have to have an investigation, because government officials have deliberately looked the other way in these buildings.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Lynn. That's what it is.
For years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like overnight you got black mold and you got water coming up and you got animals in the water. So this is like city officials have neglected and looked the other way. Maybe they were paid off. Allegedly. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah. She
look at them.
Hopkins, y'all.
So we have to have an investigation. We have to have people resign over this.
Yes.
People have to be fired over this. And if the mayor's not going to fire them, then what? What does someone have to do, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, because
to get fired.
Been fired. This lady should have been fired a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right. So Marlene Hopkins, you over this, and you allow, this is your job to oversee this, and you allow buildings to be in wards and things, this to get this bad. You allow this.
And who's the alderman?
Oh,
Yeah,
Dancy.
Desmond, yeah,
Dancy, Dancy.
your alderman.
The
Fifth
same
Ward.
alderman that had the hotel for the
Yeah.
immigrants is the same alderman that has these shitholes for American citizens
Yep.
Yeah.
in the
Same one.
same ward. In the same ward.
He's a foreigner too. He's a Haitian.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not
He
fighting.
came out with his Haitian stuff as soon as he got in there.
He's
Like,
not
woo!
fighting. He's not
He
fighting.
never talked about him being Haitian until he got up in there.
Who is he fighting for? I want to know that. Who is he fighting for?
Foreigners.
Who is any one of these Democrats fighting for?
The foreigners.
It's like this is the and you know this is not going to happen in Bucktown. This is not going to happen in Wicker Park. This is not going to happen. Ain't going to happen in Logan Square. It's not. I mean, but oh yeah, it's going to happen in South Shore. Yep. We're gonna make sure this was so intentional. That's what people have to understand. This is intentional on the part of the government. This is intentional. It's not like, oh, we didn't know there was black mold. We didn't know there was rotting wood and you got animals in the water. We didn't know.
Yeah, no heat, no everything. We didn't know.
They knew about all of this.
And I want to know who, if any of CKO's donations landed in anybody's campaign.
Yeah, that's what we need to look up, because I'm pretty sure.
Can we get records of donations from campaigns?
This is Yancey. So this is the alderman over there. So this is the alderman, and then.
And do you know he's fighting for an ordinance called Just Cause Eviction?
Just Cause Eviction.
Just Cause Eviction. And he's got hundreds of black folks being kicked out of these rat-infested slums in his ward. And he's doing this ordinance for Just Cause Eviction.
While they continue to fight for poverty. Like it doesn't make any sense.
They continue to fight for property. That is just it.
That is their game. That's their racket. The Democratic Party strives off of oppression, black oppression, black property. They have to continue to keep us down. They're not going to offer anybody help. Shout out to Taiwan. Taiwan is here. Taiwan is a person who can give you that. I've watched Taiwan be down there for a year and a half. We started with 2000. I met when I came back. When I came back to City Hall after they banned me and arrested me, and I guess they thought I wasn't coming back. When I came back, he was down there arguing about trying to find housing, but he was down there, coming down there. I think he started in like November of 2023, because that's when I got kicked out, or that's when I could not come back. So November 2023. So. From November 2023, him, Michael Young Bay, fighting for housing, fighting for a place to stay, and they refused to give them housing. Neither one of these two Chicago citizens. One with a whole family, another one, he's trying to get a stable place, Taiwan. Because when you overall hear his situation, he's trying to get stable so he can have access to his children. So they are literally doing this, ignoring these two men, besides myself, Jessica, Mr. Blakemore, all have housing problems. We all got some type of housing situation, property ownership. With my situation, this bitch right here unlawfully demolished my building violations, but we didn't have any building violations. My family was fixing it up, but because they wanted it because of TIF money, and they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do with it, and then tried to put this hole right here, try to put a demolition paper in and try to say that the owner of the city of Chicago owned it. This is why I'm currently in federal court right now, because of this bitch. So this is what she does. She does this.
She does, and they keep.
This is what she does.
Yeah, and look at the people they doing it to. I
Yeah,
keep y'all better stop and y'all keep looking at these black faces and y'all and the first thing Brandon Johnson racism. That's all he want to say. And you got these like we keep saying it ain't got nothing to do. You don't see, ain't no white man
yeah.
around doing this.
This is her. And the crazy thing is, the city executive who oversaw a botched smokestack implosion in a little village neighborhood 4 years ago has just been named the new commissioner. She was named the new commissioner of the Chicago Department of Buildings last year, 2024. They disgraced Brandon Johnson decided to, you know what? I'm a fire the previous dude that wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. He just got up in there. Wasn't a bad dude, but I guarantee you, because he was going by the book. Oh no, baby. We need somebody that's going to continue to keep this corrupt machine going.
That's
So
right.
he announced her as the buildings department commissioner. She has worked for the city more than 25 years, including leadership roles in the buildings department. So she knows exactly how this works. She knows exactly what she's doing. The mayor's office credited Hopkins with her role in rewriting in the Chicago construction codes, bringing them in line with industry standards and developing better code enforcement strategies.
Did you say code enforcement? Wait, you said code enforcement?
Code enforcement. But the choice of Hopkins did not sit well with some neighbors in Little Village and all of Chicago. It was a disaster at the height of COVID-19 on the day before Easter 2020 when Hillco's implosion of the smoke tank at the former Crawford coal power plant at 35th and Kedzie coated the surrounding Little Village neighborhoods in a cloud of dust and debris. The implosion led to health concerns as many in the neighborhood reported problems breathing afterwards. The city's inspector general at the time found her and other officials negligent during the demolition. Former Lori Lightfoot, which was also another disgrace, refused to release the inspector general's full report on demolition, but it was leaked to the public in February 2023. So after it was leaked, before this idiot got in, because he didn't get in until May, he still doubled down and made her the commissioner. And one of the things that they settled for a $12.25 million settlement agreement was approved this past winter. That's why it was out there. However, it was a class action suit, so not many people. But the fact that just like this lady, Miss Shirley, who's dealing with mold, black mold, is on the furniture, is on her clothes, she's a diabetic, that is going to have so much health problems that she's going to have to deal with, just like these people who are going to have to deal with all of that hazardous dust and debris and all that in Little Village. Come years ago, that's where cancer comes in, environmental cancer, like Lake Lejeune. Lake Lejeune is the prime example. A lot of those service members that were over there in Lake Lejeune, Station Lake Lejeune, they were drinking that water. They were bathing in that water. They were using that water to cook. My sister is one of those people that were stationed over there, and two of my nieces have health problems due to that. And my sister had a stage 4 cancer that was this cancer that she had, it only could have came from Lake Lejeune. And eventually, after years of her fighting it, they finally gave her 100% disability after all of that. And guess who was over that and didn't see that the Lake Lejeune soldiers should have gotten everything that they needed? Obama.
Yeah.
So who's the inspector general?
Well, inspector general now is Deborah Witzberg. Deborah Witzberg with the crazy hair. Let me give you Deborah Witzberg with the crazy hair. Deborah Witzberg with the crazy hair does not do anything, and she is a piece of juju. And she's going to continue to be a piece of juju because no one doesn't fights. No one does not hold these people. We hold these people accountable, but we need to start. Like, there's no way she should be in there too. Now, she was not the Attorney General at the time. The Attorney General at the time
Inspector General.
Inspector General. Sorry, Inspector General at the time. Even though the Attorney General is terrible too, he sucks. But was Joe Ferguson. Joe Ferguson is the one who recommended that she be fired, Marlene Hopkins, because not only are these people, you dealing with people who are got health issues, but you got people that could have been killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's the new Inspector General. I have written her 560 times. I know for sure Miss Jessica has written her probably more than I have. We have seen her at these. Now, she be at the meetings. I don't know why she's at the meeting. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's for the city or is she for the people. But I know that, but I know she's been on a few podcasts too. So I don't know if they're trying to get their rocks off and be social media, social influencers while the city is on fire, and the main people like the Inspector General, the aldermen, the mayors, the attorney generals, the governor, who today announced that he will be seeking his third term. Absolutely, I'll run against your ass. Hell to the no.
If anybody, put Pritzker back in Indy, man, please. We gotta flip Illinois, Chicago, red.
Illinois, he's cracked the nerve of him to even say that he's announcing that he's running again the third term. No, you're not.
Do me a favor. Zoe, do me a favor. While we're doing this in the video, can you run just the video without the audio of Shirley while we're talking?
Let me
just show that, because I think people are coming in and out of the stream, so they might have missed the video.
And
then show my video.
Yeah, so just do the videos without the audio.
So let me let y'all talk, because
make it like a loop. Make it a loop so people can see it while we're talking about it. Because I think when we say, oh, they're going to get evicted or whatever, this mold or whatever, people don't realize the extent of the damage and the severity of the health severity. These are lethal. Black mold is lethal. So I think people need to kind of see it as we're talking.
All right, well, let me send that one without.
And I want to see Danielle's video.
Yeah, so here, let's do Danielle's now, and then we'll do, because I gotta. Yes, hold on.
Because again, illegal immigrants in hotels aren't living with black mold like this.
No,
it's like
they're living good.
They live really good.
Yeah, they living good.
Right. And
they living in apartment buildings that they kicking out the citizens for.
And remember,
right,
Shirley,
we'll be there next week. Okay.
All right.
DC Hood supports you. Okay.
Shirley and the other residents
of they doing that in DC too. They're just not talking about it, but they doing it in DC too. And yeah.
Shirley and all the residents, the hundreds and hundreds of people live in these buildings. They are paying rent. I think people have to understand. These people are paying rent. This is not like, there are squatters. There are also squatters.
Residents, and
but these people are paying rent.
And see how bad it was over here. I heard it was really bad. No, you got okay. So we're going to the next place. That's not the beginning now. Yeah, so we're going to the next. That's the end.
All right, I'm trying. Bear with me now.
I know.
I'm just learning this stuff. Where's the X, man?
Now, which one is a 65 or what is it, 67?
Now that's I went to the one on 6. That was 67. But the one I talked to the people is on 69. I mean 68. 6952.
Oh, the one I talked to,
Yeah.
the building I was at. I
Mhm.
mean, do we know how many tenants we're talking about in these 3 buildings? Because it's 3 buildings.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's just 20 of them. Ain't they have the like they know enough to know that this is bullshit and probably
Yeah.
not going to tell the rest because they're dealing with, I get it. It's just like myself. I wouldn't allow that. You understand? Danielle wouldn't allow that. You wouldn't allow that. So we would have been one of them 3 tenants in that thing. First of all, I would have been downtown every day.
Mhm.
I would have been downtown every day. They would have found me a new apartment. The city would have paid for me a new apartment and all the stuff because she can't take any of that stuff.
She can't take anything with her. Mold will spread wherever you go.
Yeah. So hold on.
The older person is not doing anything. Delpia, I can't pronounce your name. The older person is Desmond Yancey, and he's not doing anything.
So is this one of them?
It's the one. Yeah, but it's you got to go to the beginning.
Oh yeah. I know that.
Yeah. Okay, we right here at 6952. That people going in.
6952.
The other building.
That's the same. That's Shirley's
No,
door.
where you get these videos from, though? That ain't. It was the one. Huh? Smell the mold.
That's you.
I know, but no, the one I put up on my. Hey, look at this.
I'm going through all your videos.
Because remember, you narrated the one.
Yeah, do you want to talk about this or no? I'm gonna go through them all.
That's the same. Yep, that's the same.
Yeah, this is terrible. Are you want to talk about it or no? You want me to take this all down?
Oh no, because I thought you was going to the one that you narrated on.
Okay,
we right here at 69.
Okay,
so this is the building. I'm just going in to the building.
Yeah, just can you shut off the audio so Danielle can talk over it?
Oh no, I'm basically talking on it. She gonna see it.
Because this is the.
You want to talk about what was this?
Oh, that's the building. That's 69. 6952.
Yep.
And you can smell the mold when you walking past. You can smell it. And right there is the building. It's cracked. The door is cracked. So now I'm just going into the building, going up to the building.
And the door.
You used to live over here.
Yeah, I used to stay down like a block down. So this is
never like this.
Yeah, and this is it's never like this. No, so this is going into the building. This is the building.
And all the trash outside. Y'all see all
all the trash outside, mold on the side right there. You see mold and stuff.
Broken mailboxes.
Oh, and I talked to Shirley. When I talked to Shirley, her son had mail with a credit card or something in it, and they stole it out of the mailbox.
Yeah, so that's going up the stairs, holes all in the wall. You see that? And the video going up there, yeah, you see the
now this is crazy.
Now you see that's
wow.
That was nuts. Hold on.
Okay, rewind that.
Look at that.
What? You know why that happened? Because the wood is rotting.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the wood is rotting.
That is nuts. And they just living in there.
Yeah, and again, this is not something that just happened overnight. And the city knows, and all the inspector general knows, and all the code violators know. I mean, the code overseers know, and of course the aldermen know. So everybody knows this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a secret. Mm-hmm. It's not a secret.
So you want to go to the one that I narrated?
Yeah, because these are all individuals, so they're gonna be, because I get they individual. So, but these are you on my ex?
Yeah, it's better for me because I told you.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out where you
Well, yeah, I just sent them to myself.
Okay, that's the
6952 South.
go to that is that the one you right here with no, that's yours. Go down. That's Linda's.
Linda Peters from Chicago.
Yeah, that's Linda. Go down some more. You saw that
Hold on, go back because I missed.
yeah, it's that you gonna see which one it is. So yeah, they can see. I want them to hear the the people talking.
All right, so let me.
So it's still on my X like you went on.
Yeah. I just got. I'm not. Look, I'm new to this.
Oh, you better than me, man. You know I couldn't even do none of this.
I messed up the computer, so you know it's hard. You know,
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was a little harder.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so when we were up there, you could smell the mold even walking in. Were you able to do that, Miss Linda, when you
Yes. Oh, yes. Especially when I was in her apartment. It was
okay, right there.
Could have been fixed for us, for illegal immigrants to move in.
But
They fixing up buildings. They could have been fixed for us, for illegal immigrants to move in. They kicking us out, and it's like they doing it in mob ways. They just show up anytime they feel like it with the police. They taking your doors off your hinges, and they telling you gotta go, either take this check or don't, and you gotta still leave.
What kind of check? What is the check? They
And
need
your check might be 500, it might be 1,000.
that's
It's not enough to move on. It's not enough to go nowhere.
I know.
Danny C. from Chicago Flips Red pulled up to 6952 South Paxton on June 24th, just one day before tenants are being forced out of their homes, not by choice, but by a city-backed condemnation order set to take effect tomorrow, June 25th. Inside these walls, families have endured mold, no heat, no water, and dangerous living conditions, all under the neglectful management of CKO Real Estate. Now the city of Chicago says it's time to go, but where's the justice? On June 11th, after canceling a previous meeting, Mayor Brandon Johnson finally showed up behind closed doors, no press, no transparency, just 20 tenants. They demanded building repairs, rent suspension, and real compensation, not the $2,500 hush money offered by the city and landlords. With the deadline now just hours away, residents are being displaced with little support, no relocation plan, and a whole lot of broken trust. Again, Black and brown American citizens in Chicago get abused and neglected for years, but illegal immigrants get hotels, stipends, health care, and all the resources they need using our tax dollar. Illinois has proposed $3.5 billion in the 2026 budget for non-citizens, while American families live in squalor. And when the buildings finally get condemned, we don't get help, we get pushed out. This isn't just a housing issue, it's a housing crisis. And once again, it's Black Chicagoans being pushed to the margins.
Boo-boo, she said she seen me before. She know.
Yeah, she get a lot of haters, but she's always said she's right here in my neighborhood right now, looking after us and reaching out for us.
That's beautiful. I'm getting look at this. Look at this. Now they putting illegals in. Yeah, they got illegals in great places, putting them in 5-star hotels and stuff. And look at this. These residents been complaining, period. But they won't come and help. Can I just?
You want to come see my apartment? Because my shit, my selling just like that.
See?
Yeah, they doing a lot of places like this.
Yeah, I know.
If you working with them, I don't.
Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah,
Look, I want us to flip Chicago red. Yeah, I'm a. All right.
Look at that
Look at this,
shit.
y'all.
For
That's our bathroom. 2 years. You've been complaining
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been complaining for 2 years. Look at this. Look at how they got our people living, but they got illegals and housing them, giving them free everything,
It's
free
mold
housing,
like that
every
right there.
They living really good. And look how they got our residents.
Mold.
Yeah, I see.
Look at the
I
mold.
see.
Right
And this
there.
is ridiculous.
What you say?
Look at the mold, all that little black stuff right there, all around there, mold.
You know what?
Mold.
That's rotting. The wood is rotting. The plaster is rotting. This is, let me just say this. You cannot renovate a building like this. You have to tear it down.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot renovate because this It's all full of mold and moisture. You have to demolish the building, which they knew, because again,
to the city.
It's all about, kicking black folks out.
Marlene Hopkins, you will be the first person because you knew about this.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they've been complaining. They said they've been complaining about this.
And again, I'm glad the lawyers are going to get this video because this is evidence. This is evidence in a class action suit.
Okay.
And then you all this is what we are talking about. This is where they choose to spend their money with illegal aliens and not take care of the Chicago citizens and the Chicago residents. Oh no! Look,
seems like you working with them.
No, yeah,
see how scared they are?
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
there's nobody fighting for them.
And look what she say. Did it go?
Yeah, it's not
like you just know it's mold in there. There's gnats everywhere. They flying everywhere.
Okay, that's
like
they spent
she was saying it's
600 million billions for illegal aliens. The house, them, get them free, everything. They can do this.
Go back. Now she was saying on the floor, like when you walk on the floor, it's so gushy and wet up under there. You know it's mold under there when they walking on their floor, especially in the bathroom, and then gnats all just flying up all around, and it's wet and there's stuff in the bathroom and in the kitchen and stuff.
These people are going to have health problems.
Yeah,
this is $1 billion lawsuit. This is a bill. How, man? Whoever is watching this, whoever knows somebody who's over there, please get in touch with me. Please get in touch with me. Please get in touch with me. You will find me, DM me.
I got no name. Yeah.
Email Chicago Fist Red, DM Danielle, DM Miss Linda. Please get in touch with me.
I had their name and number, so I got their name and stuff. But go back and then just go.
Anybody else from over here?
Zoe, are you talking to residents right now?
Yes, residents.
Okay.
Yeah, residents.
And anybody else's though, but anybody else's stuff that look like anybody else's buildings that live over there in South Shore, Yancey's Ward, Red Mitchell's Ward, Michelle Harris Ward, all them because they don't care about it getting any type of repair because they're getting ready for the Obama Center.
They can make the landlord do something about this. Should nobody be even live? He shouldn't be able to collect rent or anything until he fix all this up. But see, we allow this. We gotta stand up.
Being black, we don't. People
gotta
get more educated.
Can I say?
We don't go out. We don't protest for each other. We don't do none of that.
I know. That's why
we just sit here and just allow all things to happen to us, black people. I said, sometimes our ceilings just crumbling. They just falling, like in our rooms, in our bedrooms, in our bathrooms. You just hear like the building just falling the fuck apart.
I know. And then look at this. So they said, and they coming over today, but the money they giving y'all, where y'all gonna go?
Shit, I don't know. They fixing up buildings. They could have been fixed for us, for illegal immigrants to move in. They kicking us out, and it's like they doing it in mob ways. They just show up anytime they feel like it with the police. They taking your doors off your hinges, and they telling you gotta go, either take this check or don't, and you gotta still leave.
What kind of check? What is your check?
Your check might be $500, it might be $1,000. That's not enough to move on. It's not enough to go nowhere.
Girl,
I know.
I mean,
we're here
go ahead.
trying to. So we're here helping the residents. I want to help the residents.
These lawyers better get on this.
Because
the
how
lawyers
is
better
it
get on
that
this.
our citizens, Chicago citizens, black citizens, have to live like this and don't get no assistance and got to get put out? But you give illegal aliens everything, and then you tell them and you make sure they are fed, they are housed, they're living good. But this is how our Chicago residents. This is what you do to us, and this is not out of my mouth. You hear it out of her mouth. So we are going to. I'm going to get her number, and we are going to. You studying to be a paralegal?
Yeah, I'm studying to be a paralegal lawyer right now. I just wanted to know, realistically, because they only giving us a short period of time to move out of this building, and it's a lot of other ethnicities that just came to the city, like Venezuela, receiving more than enough help to, be at least substantial. All they're giving us is around 2,500. We have to figure out where we're going to.
No resources.
Yeah, you can find, that's the daughter. She said that she's studying to be a paralegal. And I was very proud of her, you know, because when she, you know, we talked a little bit more, but yeah, she was saying that this is not, like she said, this is, she know that's not right. It's not legal. You know,
they got the nerve to talk about a homelessness crisis.
Yeah, but that's the problem. So that's it. That's how they make their money. In order for the Democratic Party to sustain as they are doing, they have to create a problem. The problem is homelessness that they never want to figure out. They get millions allocated, damn near billions allocated for homelessness. It does not, even with it, you know, it all of this needs, like, they can get mad at whoever's in office right now, but at the end of the day, it has to be exposed. It has to be exposed. The fact that both the government, the governor, and the mayor is so busy talking about and other representatives that are Democrat are so busy worried about how racist this administration is. Look what you're dealing with right here in your city and state. You don't even need to be worried about what you should be trying to be peaceful with that man to come save you. Because what are you going to do with these people? Y'all spend $750,000 a day on shelters. $750,000 a day. You guys went and hired people from Texas, from Oklahoma, from Florida, Kansas to come and deal with the illegal immigrant crisis when you got a whole crisis right here on the south side. But when it comes to these certain areas, y'all are protecting this piece of shit president Obama, who mysteriously has came back and now going into these different small businesses and stuff, want to do photo ops and shit. When people are losing their homes, they're getting displaced, they're doing unlawful eminent domain. That's my fight. You've got displacement, what we're showing you. No one's getting arrested. No one's getting locked up. They can sneak and go get another LLC and get an open back up shop. Like, come on, man.
These are
what
all
is this?
And these are people, and this is what we keep trying to tell y'all. Seriously, you all have to pay attention. Look what the agenda is. You gotta see. Skip the fake news. This is, they tell you don't believe your lying ass. Believe your ass. Stop looking at the fake news. Listen what's going on. The Democrat Party don't care nothing about you. They are anti-American. Their agenda right now is trans, unaliving kids, letting these foreigners come in, and these illegal aliens. If y'all don't see look at what they're doing. They're going to jail to go into ICE detentions to make sure illegal alien criminals are getting are sleeping in warm beds, are getting 3 meals a day, are they not worried about mold. They making sure they don't have mold in their cells and everything. They're crashing out to make sure they're living good, and on that to get them back out, and put them back in our
voter base. Crashing
So
out for their new voter base.
Right. So anyone who's a Democrat voter, just look at these videos and ask yourself, who is the ones letting this happen? Who's the ones making this happen? This is intentional. This is an intentional crisis with hundreds of Black folks. This is not something, right? This ain't something that happened by accident. This is intentional neglect and abuse. So this was done by a Democratic city and state government, but especially city government. So why do you keep voting these people in? Tell me,
Why?
they obviously don't hate. They obviously don't like you. They don't want you. They want to, displace you. These are homeless people. These are tomorrow.
Yeah, this is
that.
Mind you, this is the third apartment complex that they have done this to since this man's been in office, since his migrant crisis, and nobody has Martin Johnson was the first person who talked about those ones, in Harvey. And Harvey,
Yes.
yeah, they had them in there. They had them boarded up in there.
Yeah.
These are 3 buildings.
CBS News and they had them boarded up in there.
These are 3 buildings that they're doing too.
3 buildings, black buildings, all predominantly black. Black. It ain't no predominantly, it's black.
No, right. So, and hundreds. I can't even count how many. It's got to be what? I don't know.
This is organized crime. I don't understand why
this is
locked up. That's the only beef I got right now with Trump. And where's Pam Bondi? Where's Cash Patel? Where's Don Bongino? Trump, you gotta bring the feds up in here. Like it's going to get worse. It's not gonna get better. Matter of fact, they double down. Like it is what it is. Like it ain't no it is what it is.
It's what it is. Oh no.
Yeah,
it's no is what it is. No.
Also, not only but they know what time it is because in the coming months they're closing the shelter, the Hyde Park shelter, and they're closing they called it the West Lawn shelter, which is the one Midway, Cicero, 7353 South Cicero and West Lawn are set to close over the coming months too.
They're not supporting nobody.
So they put them in these. So they getting ready for midterms, y'all. The Democrat Party, it's the same song and dance. They getting ready for midterms because this man is trying to get reelected. So they trying to get they putting these. They're not deporting them. They're putting them in these nice apartments that you can't rent citizens. They put them in these nice apartments and things like that. Get them out these shelters. So now when he run, he can fool y'all like they do when they give y'all turkeys. Let me use this word. I'm sorry, but they shit on you all while they in office. Midterm curtain, they give you a turkey. They come and shake your hand. They go into your black sellout churches. Yeah. They go to your black sellout churches, and then they give a Jesse Jackson, roll him in, and y'all go vote for y'all own demise time and time again with no tangibles. You saw how they did what they just did, and this is what the playbook is. And we fall for it. Not me. Y'all fall for it every single time.
Every single time. Y'all, they rolled in Jesse Jackson to some Newport residents when Mayor Johnson decided to bring a few residents up there to City Hall, and they thought they could roll up that man Jesse Jackson that cannot talk. Now, mind you, the man can't talk. He can't eat. He can't barely drink out a straw. So rolling him up in here, I don't know what that was supposed to do. Because again, Rainbow Push is down the street from Hyde Park Shelter. Y'all had every meeting besides a meeting with the Newport residents and all of the groups over there who had issues with this shelter. You decided to hold seminars on how to protect them.
Yes.
Illegals. You held seminars on how to continue to protest a president who has done nothing to none of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? He just pointed out the BS that we've all seen. He just happens to be a white man and happens to be not on the blue side. Because if Trump was he used to be a Democrat. If Trump would have ran as a Democrat, they would have found nothing wrong with that man.
Yeah, he'd been Obama.
Go with the policies and all that stuff. They would have been like, yeah, because he used to shake it up with Jesse Jackson. He used to be out there with Mike Tyson. He did The Apprentice. Yeah, he the man. He the homeboy. Yeah. But because he decided to go Republican because he saw the BS. And mind you, he is a businessman. And anybody that has any type of business and real estate, because the real estate game, they are literally pushing people out of the real estate game with trying to do this socialist shit and trying to make everything a condominium, everything an affordable housing, everything. Like, they literally want to make shelters everywhere and give everybody little 1-bedrooms with some food and stuff. Like, that is their ultimate goal, to continue. How many people can we leave out on the street? How many people can we take their properties away? We've already done great numbers in making sure that Black America does not have any type of generational wealth. We made sure that they won't never see any generational wealth if we keep having it, if we keep going Democrat, because if we keep going Democrat, we can continue to play off this poverty grift and this oppression grift, because the Republicans or any white man that goes against anything that they're doing, which is demonic, the Democratic Party and liberalism. Because at this point, if you liberal as fuck, you weird as fuck. So my thing is, if that's what we're gonna go with, then you have no choice. Anybody that has some type of self-esteem, some person that has high self-esteem, that cares about their country, that cares about their legacy, that cares about their children, that cares about the family, that cares about the values and the Christian values, there's no way in the world that you would vote Democrat. They're everything that's opposite.
And people have to realize this kind of neglect that's on Paxton is so corrupt. There's so much corruption going on for this to happen. It's not just, oh, they looked the other way and they were just neglecting with, we didn't really know. They knew, they looked the other way. They let this happen. They ignored the residents. They did this little secret meeting that really didn't do nothing, just like they did with the Hyde Park shelter. The same MO. And thank God that we were able to, get that closed. But this is different. This is like years of neglect, and you were literally poisoning people.
Yes.
You're literally poisoning people on purpose.
On purpose.
And you're in charge of their health, right? The code people.
Yeah, like, where is the public health? The Department of Public Health. The Department of Public Health, what's her name? The African lady that's over that? They have been laundering money through epidemiology for the last I think it was last 5 years, $1.8 billion and $1.8 billion, B with a B, in epidemiology. That money can go to this. This money can go to this lawsuit that they're gonna need because of all that mold that they've been breathing in.
That's a class action multi-million dollar lawsuit. Waiting to happen. Just gotta find the right lawyer.
Drop that shit on his lap. We're talking about reparations, $4 million in reparations. Nigga, 85,000 Black people. What you gonna give us, $47 a piece? Right. Get this race baiting piece of crap out of here.
That's right. Y'all don't fall for this. These people have showed their butt. They showed us who they are. And the thing is, y'all so mad, and I gotta say this, Trump is steady letting them reveal themselves. He said, Trump said, okay, y'all, Black America, they putting them all in y'all communities. We know that the illegal aliens are affecting, like Dr. Clark Anderson and Michael X told you, the immigration is going to affect us, Black America. That's who it's mostly going to affect. He told us that. Trump is saying, hey, y'all want these people out of here. I'm doing everything I promised. So he's trying his best to get them up out of here because they're out of our communities. You got your Democratic Black, because Brandon Johnson went on TV and touted, I got the blackest administration ever. So we got Black from
that piece of shit.
Right. We got Black from head to toe. So if you got Black from head to the toe, ain't no way for the Democratic Party lower base who vote 93% of Democrats For 60 years, the black vote, it's no way that he got the blackest administration, and the black community should be the lowest economically, period, in here. But we are, and we allow this, but y'all keep wanting. So you see the Democrat, he exposing them. The Democrats, they don't even want him to come in here and arrest the criminal illegals. They fighting to keep them here in our community. Now they ain't in their community, but they're fighting to keep even the illegal, the criminals. They're fighting to keep them here. But look, ain't nobody said nothing and came to us and said, "Hey, what's y'all issue?" We've been everywhere crying about what's going on in our community. They ain't nobody going to them people and saying, "Hey, you living like this? This is gonna be a health issue." It's kids in there. You think Jesse Jackson? You think Al Sharpton?
Yeah,
You think where they at? Where your Democrat Party? Where the protests at?
For no kings.
They got protests for the illegals because they don't want these illegals to go. But where's the protest for what's happening to the black citizens in Chicago?
Where's Mayor Johnson?
Administration right here.
Where's Mayor Johnson holding his black administrators accountable for this crisis on Paxton Avenue? Where is that?
Let's see.
Where's the mayor?
Marlene Hopkins is right here. So that's the building. That's the code administration person. Now, a couple of these people have left the ship. Some of these people have sailed. She got up out of here. She was trashed. This was Tracy Scott from CHA. She got up out of there. She done messed up the CHA in Minneapolis. They just train them. They just take them from place to place. She messed up CHA here. She got up. They got her up out of here. CEO. She resigned. She resigned a couple of days before she knew that Kamala wasn't getting in. That is our corporate counsel right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Richardson Lowry with that big flower. I'm pretty sure it's got a whoever she worked for, probably her boyfriend Daley Jr. Still, he probably got a little pin in there to try to tell her what to say. But she always wear this big pin right here. This is the person who, at the end of the day, she might be next to resign because you guys need to put this in. This is Sierra Boatwright. She fine, but don't do a motherfucking thing. This is Annette Guzman. She is the budget. She's the person who's head of the budget director. That clearly, as you see, our budget just keeps going down, 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 down. He just left too and joined. I forgot this nigga name, but he just left and joined. What did he just join? Obama's administration. This is Miss Nance. She is the firefighter department, and they have no confidence in her because she still can't get them a contract. This is Jason Irvin's wife, which is also the thief of Chicago too. She is the treasurer of Chicago, the city of Chicago, and we're paying for her security detail because she says that she has the purse of the city.
And crime is down.
And crime is down.
So she need a police detail, and he need 150.
We're paying for it.
Yeah.
See this piece of doo-doo right in the front. So he did a whole photo shoot.
Well, black
photo shoot of these people.
So Zoe, once again, for the people who are just coming in to see this stream, put the videos, put Daniel's videos and my videos. Don't put the audio, and run it alongside of us, our faces, so people can see these people who you're watching right now. This is their agenda.
Yep. The blackest administration ever.
Yes, this is their agenda. So show the videos from Paxton Avenue. This is their agenda.
Yeah, show Miss Linda why he pandering, going around pandering to black people now. After he done sold us out, now he wants your vote. Now he wants to give you a turkey.
This is how much he cares about the black voters, the black American citizens in our city that he's supposedly serving. Took an oath to serve. This is how much he cares about them, because he knows exactly what's going on, and he's known it ever since he's been in the office for how many years?
About 2 years.
He's known about this for 2 years.
Two and something years, like 2 years.
We know Yancey knew about it for 2 years. We know Tarver, the representative at the state level, knew it for 2 years. Who's the senator, state senator?
Yeah, Tarver. Don't forget Tarver. Because he came up there acting like he didn't know anything about it either.
And Tarver's, chief of staff, when I called him about this, he said, well, just have the residents reach out.
Red went to 6952 South Paxton on the evening.
Turn off the audio. Just have the residents call our office and we'll help them get resources. I'm sorry, that is like, are you kidding me? You're asking, you should have been there 2 years ago. Helping these people, advocate to the corrupt CKO. But he came
in telling us out, Linda. He came as soon as he got in. He sold Black America out. What did he do? He sold us as soon as he got in. He sold the Black citizens out.
You talking about the mayor?
Yeah, as soon as the mayor got in.
But he'll use Black people as props.
Yes.
Like, oh, look at my administration. They're all Black. Look, I go to all these Black churches. They love me. Look at all these Black businesses. I'm cutting all these ribbons at these Black businesses. Everybody, I'm so Black. I'm Black.
And they all just put in those Black people, because they know y'all Black people like to just see black faces. That's all they give us is a Black face. But all those Black faces are strategically put in those positions to keep the corrupt machine going and not to work for you. That's why he putting them there, because you are going to be X out. That's why he got them there. They strategically put in there to make sure your Black butt don't get nothing.
What? Somebody just put something in the chat about $4 million. What was that?
Oh yeah, that was just the $4 million that he offered for reparations.
What'd you say? So
yeah, while Alderman Haddon is trying to put Pride and Juneteenth together. He's pandering now because he's lost it. But look what he's doing. Even though you know that you've lost the Black vote, like you've lost it, it's over. Like you can sit here and act like you can keep running to these churches all you want, but stuff like this, you can't even find a solution for this. Nigga, my boy, you stole $835 million of infrastructure money a few months ago.
Yes.
You could easily take a couple of $1 million of that and break them off and make sure they're good for at least pay 2 years. What's up with getting them some I mean, since y'all want to keep Section 8 so bad, why they ain't to the list to make sure they got get them to another Section 8 building?
Because the migrants got that. The illegals got that.
Just rewind the video.
Yeah, the illegals got that.
I mean, if we divided how much money each illegal migrant has received from the state of Illinois for the last 2 years, oh my God, it would be a lot more than $2,500.
Yeah. But he's talking about.
Like Ms. Diane said, we got to bring in HUD.
Yeah.
This is when you bring up Scott. Because out to that Scott guy that
Scott Turner and HUD.
That Trump. Because this right here is ridiculous. HUD, Illinois. First of all, the Illinois HUD needs to be shut down, and they need oversight, and so does CHA need oversight. A few years ago, before the federal government had to take CHA and HUD away. I think it was definitely CHA. That the federal government had to oversee CHA because they were doing this same shady shit back then. Obama, when he got in office, Daley Jr. reached out to him and asked him, could they get CHA back, and he put his family member over CHA, one of the Daleys. I think it was John Daley. So, and it's been messed up ever since. But this is what I'm talking about. But this lady right here, as you can see, she show up all the mold.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the mold, man. Like I mean, you can see the mold. That's the crazy
Yeah.
thing.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Look at that. And they said it's dropping on their heads.
Dropping on their heads.
Because when I went into the bathroom, she's like, watch out, because, you know, it's coming off the ceiling.
That's terrible. That's terrible. And see, the people, they don't have nowhere. These people don't have a lot of money. These people can't just go and put a down payment on an apartment and things like that. And because of the illegals, it's hard for citizens to even get an apartment now. I don't know if y'all noticed, but they are not renting. These landlords not renting to citizens because they get paid more for illegals. So it's hard for them. That's what the girl was saying. They can't even find nothing. And then the money, you talk about money. So the Democrat Party wants to keep us poor. That's why they're not building a single family homes and helping us get into them. They want to keep us poor, depending on the government. They want to keep us like this. And whenever they feel, whenever things getting ready to go left, we start opening our eyes. This is how crazy they think we are. They say reparations. That's a trigger word now to bring you back to reality. That's that carrot. They get ready to dangle that carrot back in front of you. Reparations. They know you'll never get it from them. You'll never get it.
Yeah.
But that's their word to get you back alive.
That is just a word. Like they really ain't. They really are terrible. Like they really are terrible, man. Like,
yes, it's disgusting. That's why we keep telling y'all.
Well, do we have any last words?
I just want to say, let me say this because my phone, like it's I don't know, it be overheating like this when we stay on long. But I just want to say, you all, please, 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 please share like this video, share the videos that Miss Linda on our X and stuff, share to more people because we have to drill this into the freedmen's here, because you all are the one that's keeping the Democrat Party in power. You all are the one who vote blue no matter who. 95 to 90%, you give them all of your vote and they give you nothing for 60 years. We have to educate our people because if they knew better, they could do better. And this is what we have to do. We have to wake our people up, because if we don't, guess what? Even though all of this is happening, they will still go vote come this election the same way. So we have to, you got to look at policies. I keep saying Republican policies and Democrat. Take away the faces. Look at the policies, and you got to see who you align with more with the policies and your belief. And that's what you got to do. And that's all I'm saying. I'm done.
And I'm just going to piggyback on that. Look at the policies and look at their practices. Look at how they treat folk. Look at how they treat Black folk who are American citizens, who pay taxes and pay rent. I mean, these people are paying rent to live in a slum with black mold and water all over the place and animals in the water. And yet an illegal immigrant, they're going to roll out the red carpet, give them a housing voucher, work permits, food, clothes, shelter, and we're paying for it. Actually, those people on Paxton are paying for it.
Yeah,
their tax. So this is how they treat Black people, and yet they think, well, where else are you going to go? Who else are you going to vote for but the Democrats? You ain't got no other place to go. You are on our plantation, and you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah,
that's kind of how they treat the Black vote, and they've treated it for decades now. And they don't even care now. It's like they're not even
right. They hiding it now. They're not even hiding it now. Like for real.
Yeah, because
at the
end of the day, it deals with TIF. Like right here, I really think people understand. Like there are 127 active TIF districts as tax increment financing in the city. The tax money is generated and used to help improve roads and build special projects such as the Cop Academy and Lincoln Yards, but Lincoln Yards is scratched off. So what are they going to do with that money? That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, over 50 TIF districts will expire over the next few years, and the Johnson administration will use the funds for affordable housing and economic process. The TIF money is their bank. These is millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that are supposed to be for blighted areas, and they are taking it. That is the main thing here, and I need Black people to understand this. Start looking up TIF. Start looking up if their housing or wherever they are is in a TIF district. Start asking for that money because it's supposed to be for us to build whatever, even if it comes to your rehab in your home and stuff like that. If they deny you or your pieces of shit aldermen, because they'll act like they don't know about no TIF money, but if they act like they don't, that is a lawsuit. Please send me an email. Please send me an email. I said, because that is the main thing as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell people, or can you help people find out if they live in a TIF district?
Yes, there is a on the city gov on the city website. If you search in TIF, you just put TIF, they will it'll come up. A page will come up, and you can look up all of you can put your address in there, and it'll let you know if you're in a TIF zone. That's why that's my main fight. My main fight is we are in a TIF zone. My building was in a TIF zone. My mother and my godfather was asking for the money to rehab what they were doing. My mother had the blueprint. She had everything. She put in almost $800,000 of her own money, plus money that she got from her nonprofit, plus loans from families and friends. And this bitch, Marlene Hopkins, decided to knock it down for a favor for somebody in the city.
It's right. It's favors. It's cronies, favors, corruption.
This your black on black crime. This your black on black crime.
Black on black crime, economic.
This your economic black on. These your people that's holding you down. It's these people. This your black on black. This ain't the white man. These your black on black crime. These your black people. But I see you too. So you said you hit me up on IG for training. Okay, I definitely will go on my IG and look for your name.
I really do know what's really going on. I hate when people say that it's the whole system. It could be the whole system, but at the end of the day, I am pro-government. My mama money is in this. My grandfather's money is in this. My great-grandfather on both sides. Our family, your money is in this. It's not, I'm tired of you have to it could be rigged, but you have to rewrite, and you got to rewrite all of this. And it starts with us getting in government. It starts with us coming down there in droves. There's no reason why we are not filling up City Hall like them Jews do, like them Palestinians do, like anybody, like them Mexicans
illegals,
do.
Like them illegal aliens do.
So I don't want to hear. I know what's going on. It's a crying shame that you, Jeffrey, the chef down south cooking, don't bring your ass down to City Hall with some food. Cook for us. Come bring some food down there. So that's the issue. The issue is getting to you. I know what's up. I know what's up. And the city know what's up too. That's why they have yet to make a decision on my case. But guess what? Y'all gonna make a decision real soon because we got an arsenal of people running for office, and we're gonna get them seats.
Yeah,
that's why people don't like Chicago Flips Red, because it's like we expose the corruption that's going on in the so-called Democratic Black Party. It's like they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes,
always got it. They always got the answers, but don't show up to nothing.
Don't show up to nothing.
Always got the answers for everything. This is what you need to do. I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm doing real well. Chicago Flips Red is striving.
It is. It really is.
It's striving, right?
And if you know what to do, then add to it. We had no support far as the black community. Don't nobody show up. Now it's a shame that you pay for this building, the city hall building, with your taxpayer money, and illegal aliens come in your building and show up and then tell you no more money for you. No, in your building. No more money for you, and y'all still sitting down talking about, well, ain't nothing. It's just the way it goes. It's always been that way. Ain't nothing we can do about it. This is how sad we are.
You got a man who was a commissioner. Now he's over there as an alderman who said these are his niggas. Okay, he said these are his niggas, and he in there with Walter Burnett, bank robber. Don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. Support the vice mayor. These are our people in there. Are you crazy?
Right.
It ain't no rules. It ain't no rules.
Ain't no rules no more. The rules. They done let 22 million illegals over here. Ain't no rules.
Ain't no rules.
And they put them all in our community. We're under attack.
We are under attack. You got that right.
Rules. Ain't no more rules.
What?
We got to get. But if we going to do this, it ain't no more rules. Ain't nobody going by the rules no more.
The mayor's not obeying his own rules. Okay, we just showed you the video. You can't do that without violating.
He just met with them people.
Boatload of rules.
He just met with them people and had no solution for them. And he done stole $2.2 billion in illegal immigration money. Y'all can sit here and talk about that $640 million.
Yeah, it's more.
It was $2.2 billion and counting. And he took $853 million in infrastructure money the beginning of this year. What you talking about? You don't have no solution, my boy. How?
We gotta vote these people. We the people. We the people have the power. We always did have the power. They just got us so messed up. We can get these people up out of here. And if they cheat, because we know the Democrat Party cheat, we gotta make it too big, where no matter how much they cheating, everybody got to come out in droves. Like, I don't care. Y'all Democrats about to get up out of here. And once we turn this state and this city red, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe we didn't do this sooner. What was we waiting for? I mean, it just because the policies are way different.
It's not just the politicians that are corrupt. It's the bureaucrats that are in these non-elected, appointed, right, who've been there for decades because who knows why.
Marlene Hopkins.
We gotta get them out. We gotta get them out too.
Tony Pratt-Winkle has to go.
Yeah, these people have to go, and they will go. So it ain't I know what it is. I know what time it is. And I'm pretty sure Danielle knows what time it is. I'm pretty sure Miss Linda knows what time it is. I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of people that's watching this right now, the 700 people that's watching this right now know what time it is. Ain't nobody playing with this city in this state. And I really advise anybody else that's in New York, anybody that's in California, need to be on the same shit.
Y'all better not let that. I would say y'all better not let that because what's that Muslim guy who run it?
The Muslim who only been in America for 7 years.
Y'all better y'all better wake up. We gotta wake up real quick. Like real quick. We ain't got no time to think real quick.
Because the thing is, they're fighting us. They've been fighting us. But we didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't realize how much we've been violated. And now that we know, it's like they obviously don't care about the law. They don't care about rules. The laws that they even enacted themselves, they break them every day.
Yeah.
So, Just try to speak at City Hall. Right.
Yeah. They breaking I'm trying to tell you, like, they breaking every rule and they don't care. They've doubled down. They've doubled down on the breaking of the rules. They do not care. They don't care about them oaths. They don't care about none of that. They're watching this right now. Like, bitch, fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're more mad that they don't want we're exposing it. So right now you do have people. There are some people that still just watch the news, right? So when they're still watching the news and they feel like, okay, well, let's get some black people from MSNBC. You got, Joanne Reed. She's not on there no more, but she was on a Breakfast Club early today talking about his administration. Girl, because you did so much lying,
Right.
and not caring about real citizens and constituents like myself, who personally knows somebody who personally knows you, that you knew about my situation. You're not on MSNBC. Now you got to go to YouTube, and that's not doing much. So yeah, ain't
Now
nobody.
you're oppressed.
It's over. It's not anything.
Now you're oppressed.
Just like Jasmine Crockett stepped down today when she was trying to be head of oversight. What? You also are trash. Just like, yes, you got people you got Jason Lee, who gave you an impact award for what? What have you impacted?
We gotta start making these people oppressed.
What impactful things have you done? But you haven't even put no laws on no books, and you a whole lawyer. You a whole lawyer. You sorry ass lawyer.
None of them have. Since Trump been in office, the Democrats haven't passed no laws for trans. They've been fighting for trans and illegals, but they haven't, for their constituents, haven't did anything. Only thing they did was telling y'all, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump is this, Trump is that. That's all they've been doing there, because they money about to run out, because he like America first, America first. They Trump this and that. They ain't thinking about their constituents. They try to keep their voter base here that Trump getting rid of. They try to keep their little precious illegals here. Man, please, y'all better wake up.
Yeah.
Put these people in the bread line. Let's put all these Democrats in the bread line. Let's Joy Reid roll them out. Let's bankrupt those people and do them and let them feel how we feeling. Let them sit up there and let's tell them how oppressed they are. When we stop looking at them, when they lose their job and they funding, then let's tell them, oh, aren't you oppressed? Oh my God, you are so oppressed. Let's do them. Let them feel it. Skip that. I'm tired of them.
Yeah, you got people that keep talking about, well, the reason why they got to break. They said the reason why they're closing these shelters is the pressure. Even though it's about, they did not name President Donald Trump administration, but he's made massive staffing cuts to key federal agencies and proposed cutting 40% of the federal housing department's 2026 budget. Yes, because all y'all do is steal it. Y'all do not house nobody. Y'all don't even want to file. I got a whole lot of lawsuit that y'all to knock down my whole commercial property. Y'all niggas will not even y'all won't even sit down with my lawyer for that. Like, y'all waiting for my mother to pass away so y'all can go put it in probate and make the state go up in probate so y'all don't have to pay anyway. It's not gonna work, baby. Like I said, if y'all didn't settle it, we were gonna get in and I was gonna settle my own case. Yeah, so I advise y'all from today, because I know y'all watching this. I advise y'all from today until we decide. When we decide the people that's running for office, it's gonna be really soon, within 30 days. I'd advise y'all to call my lawyer and have him settle them cases over there, because we definitely running with them. It's all the evidence, and all of 2 years, all is going on 3 years, going down there asking y'all to settle this case.
Well, there was some corruption, Zoe.
Yes, the biggest corruption.
We know somebody was. There was some dirty dealing with that whole.
Yeah, with Marlene Hopkins.
Why these buildings were allowed to operate in those conditions. They didn't just come and tear those buildings down with Patel. They didn't go just tear his buildings down. And look at the violations that his buildings got. They didn't come and just tear that down, but yet and still they're gonna take yours and tear it down. We gotta make We gotta make Chicago is a great place. When I was walking around my community, my old neighborhood, it was just like we can have it so beautiful in Chicago for everybody. Not for that, for everybody. We can have it so good.
Yeah,
We
but you
just
need
have
a
to put,
mayor and governor for everybody.
yeah, but we gotta make it, we gotta put the right people in who care about the city, who care about everybody, so everybody can just be good. Because if everybody good, then that's what makes Chicago great. And when everybody is great, when you neglecting these people, you're gonna have high crime, you're gonna have a bunch of stuff, because now you see these team table, they coming over to these people, they robbing and things, they coming over to the north side. They going out there now.
With the help of Mayor Brandon Johnson,
Yeah.
them. That's why he don't want the snap curfew. That's why he doesn't want to work with Snelling. He got to stand by Snelling every time it's a crazy shooting or anything like that. But he really don't want to stand by him because he's for all this. He's for the chaos. That's how the Chicago. That's how this place. This is how the Democratic Party continues to have the bankroll, but the bankroll is dwindling because of who we have in the big house.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Yeah, I just wake up, y'all. Believe your eyes. Believe what you feeling. When you go outside, you see, believe it. You know it don't make sense. Stop listening to the fake news and please listen. Look with your eyes. You know it. You know what's going on. You feel it. You know this ain't right.
And I will not stay on, and I'm gonna stay on that square too, because I remember a few times people trying to get me off that square, like, don't just talk about the black power. No, I'm gonna talk about the black power. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and then my lane is getting on these because if these black politicians would have did what they had to do in the first place, we wouldn't be where this wouldn't even be a thing. Chicago wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Rahm Emanuel was pretty bad too. So.
Oh yeah, Rahm Emanuel was absolutely terrible. But with the help of the Silent Seven, which was black aldermen, who helped him silently keep that thing under Laquan McDonald murder under wraps.
Yeah, so they awful.
What the hell? Yeah. We are hoes. Aranda Troutman. She said it the best. That politicians ain't nothing but hoes.
Mm-hmm.
She said it. Shout out to Aranda Troutman, because they got her on some BS. If you want to be keeping 100, she shouldn't even have got locked up. But they felt she got locked up. It's a whole nother situation. But to be quite honest, she right. And Michelle Harris is a prime example. She's out here damn near laying in the ground, trying to give everything to the white developer her friends. Don't care. They don't care, man. It's sick. These people are sick, and they're gonna continue to do this if we do not get these people out. Or Trump, you do not send the feds to come get these people out. These people go to prison. They need to go to prison. They need to be retaining federal attorneys or whatever they do. They need to be right there over there in Northern District. They need the trials. I want to be at every trial. I want it to be the biggest black and brown arrest Democrat form that has ever happened. You're gonna go down in history as a king for real. King for real. Because somebody had to do it. So go ahead. They're already calling you everything in the book. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my closing words is, number one, the lawyers who are watching this or who know a lawyer who does real estate law, this is a gold mine right here.
Yes.
These folks in Paxton, that's a gold mine because it's so blatant, it's so intentional, it's so corrupt. It's collusion, corruption. It sounds like RICO. It smells like RICO. And because it was so intentional and ongoing, and it damaged life and property, that's RICO. So if you're a lawyer out there, that's a case waiting to have multi-million-dollar case, because those buildings are huge. Those 3 buildings, those like hundreds of people in those buildings. And it happened over years. We're not talking weeks. We ain't talking months. We're talking years.
Mm-hmm.
From Brandon all the way down to whoever is in charge of, housing codes, Department of Health.
Yeah, Lisette Castaneda, whatever her name is.
All those folks.
She's part of the Hispanic KKK. He appointed her for housing.
This is their job, and they violated their job. So, I mean, they violated the rules, they violated the codes, they violated inspections, they violated health.
Yes,
health.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's tons of cases that you could file, and class action is the road to go. And I don't see
the health thing is gonna be it too. Yeah, the health, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the health. And this guy named Ben Kelly Ivory, he's an attorney in Chicago, and he responded. He said, "Real estate attorney here, lawyer up."
Mm-hmm. I had three of those ladies' numbers. I got their numbers, so
and I just reposted what he said. Real estate attorney here, lawyer up. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, that's I mean, that right there, man.
Yeah, because these people don't understand anything but that. That's all.
Diane said Brandon Johnson talks black but appoints Latinos over key departments.
Yeah,
true. But but send this to who's the cabinet secretary of HUD? That Turner, is that his name?
Scott Turner.
Yeah.
Send this video to Turner.
Yeah,
because this is right here. This is what the Democrats do. They don't care about people. This is Chicago too. And
he over there. So y'all look on X and everything. We posted this. Just tag HUD, Scott Turner, tag him in this video on X, because I shared it on my page. I know you shared it on Chicago Plus Red. Y'all can go on X and then tag them, and so he can see and he can come in and investigate this garbage, because these people need to be, all this garbage needs to be destroyed.
But I'm gonna write him an email too. I'm gonna write him an email too, because this crazy. Like for them to meet with them and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And they say,
we do work miracles though. So tomorrow they may have everything out there for them to help them, because it's cheaper to help them. That's what y'all supposed to do.
But Zoe, I mean, the price tag that they deserve, the price tag that they deserve, the city is not going to give them that.
Yeah, they're not gonna give that.
You're right.
So they have to get a lawyer, because the city's just gonna throw whatever little peanuts at them.
Yeah. They are.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna poison you for 2 years. Here's some money to go whatever.
Yeah, too much rent. Yeah, they give them too much rent. So 2 months rent and going about
Human right. What does that say? Human rights department.
Human rights says. Human rights department do not help either. We know.
No, this is not human rights. This is housing.
Yeah.
This is health and housing. And that's cut and dry. It's cut and dry. You don't even need to see nothing but those 2 videos that we did yesterday. That's all you got to see.
How does your feeling get that way, and they just leave it like that, and they expect you to pay rent, and then if you hold your rent, they want to shame you. And
we got to remember, if it's happening on Paxton, where else do you think it's going to be happening?
Oh, it's happening all around there. It's happening all around there. Around there. Because that's when them illegals took over that on 72nd and Bennett, I think that was. It's all around there. It's all slum lawyers around there. So it's happening all around. We probably can just go over there and walk around there and probably see a bunch of more than just these. So I'm sure it's happening all around there.
So if you're one of those apartments, you need to get in touch with Zoe.
Y'all get in touch with Chicago Plus Red, and then if y'all
people that have to have mold in their house and it's been declared a disaster, the city needs to sue. The city don't need to sue. The city,
No.
they need to sue the city. The city gave
City
them the
needs
money.
to sue. Who the city goes?
Man,
The city is the criminal.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
What? The city don't need to sue anybody. The city is the problem.
The
The
city-
city is the criminal.
The city
Right.
is the problem.
You're talking
Like,
about the
city is
criminal.
problem. The fuck? All right, man.
All right. Love y'all. We've been on
Love
here. You
y'all.
gotta go. You got your other interview, so we gotta go.
All right. Peace.
All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Please like and share this video. But y'all have been sharing it and stuff like that. Please get the more information out, like and share, because the more that people are, like the young lady said in my video, she said we just not educated enough. She said that, and I said you're right. So the more people see that and get educated, the more the wheels will start turning in their head and they'll get it. All right, love y'all.
Love
Let's
y'all.
make Chicago great again.
Taiwan coming in because Taiwan know all this thing. Shout out to More Real News because they've been fighting for housing for a long time and can't get no help from these people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Register
All right.
Republican. Register Republican.
Register Republican, please, y'all. Register. We're gonna have some great candidates for you who love the city, who love everybody, and who gonna make this city great again, make the Illinois great again. We got y'all.
Yep. And if you have not registered for Freeman Homecoming and public rally in DC, July 3rd and 4th, please register. We need New York, DC, we need Philly, we need Delaware, we need Baltimore, we need North Carolina, we need South Carolina, we need Atlanta, we need Chicago, we need Jersey, we need upstate, we need everybody. Pull up. Pull up. It's a real holiday.
Yes.
It's a real Freeman holiday on the 14th Amendment. And yes, all right. That's it. That's that piece. info@chicagoflixred.com or zoe@chicagoflixred.com or DM Danielle, DM me, DM Miss Linda, DM the sub. It's that like this here. It needs to be a Black fan reunion, like Miss Diane says. Yes, that's how it goes. We're going to take back our country. We're going to take back our cities and our states. And we're never going to let this BS ever happen again.
Again.
We'll continue to call out these pieces of scum.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
All right. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Peace.
Bye-bye.